How long could you survive in Super Mario Sunshine? Let's take a look at Bianco Hills. Right off the bat, we have plenty of fountains and a freshwater river, so plenty to drink. And we have a good number of fruits scattered throughout the village that just kind of infinitely respawn as well. Now, considering how video gamey it is, some people might not like the idea of surviving off of infinitely respawning fruit. So for those people, we'll have to ask the question, can you eat Mario enemies? I mean, look at this guy. This guy looks yummy as fuck. But if we ever actually kill one, they just kind of disappear, leaving a gold coin if we're lucky. You can't eat that. So if you want to eat them, we're going to have to change not only the rules of how fruit spawning works, but also enemy spawning and despawning works as well. And frankly, who's to say these are even edible? I think a lot of these creatures are implied to be like magic painting beings that just kind of pop into existence every now and again, and that doesn't really sound particularly edible to me. So just to simplify things a bit, I'm going to assume that in our hypothetical survival scenarios, everything behaves just the same way it does in game, meaning that if a fruit keeps respawning, I can keep eating them. Regardless of how you consider it, Bianco Hills has plenty of food. So with the food and water sorted, our biggest problem seems like it's going to be finding shelter. There are 2 caves, but both of these teleport you to alternate dimensions full of floating blocks, which I'm going to be counting as their own separate levels, and so are ineligible for use while we were surviving in Bianco Hills proper. Now we could always take some of these trees and make a small tent from the palm leaves, but that would not only leave us vulnerable to the hostile enemies of the level, but to the hostile villagers as well. When talking to the villagers as Mario, he will receive multiple xenophobic remarks, treating him as an untrustworthy outsider, with one villager even going so far as resorting to violence when Mario speaks to him, throwing him dozens of feet into the air out of pure malice. Now, we don't know if it's a racial thing, but all of this does remain the case even after Mario saves the village multiple times, so it definitely doesn't seem the case that someone like Mario could even earn his place in this community via merit. For some reason, he will always be an outsider, and as someone who hasn't even saved the village a single time, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a human in Bianco Hills, when the sun goes down, the ropes come out. We need a locked door to sleep behind here, or at least someplace less vulnerable than a tent made out of some tree branches I found down by the river. Which brings us to our one ray of sunshine in this racist little bumpkin town. This blue Pianta, who says he's afraid of being alone with all the monsters around. You know what the best way of overcoming the crippling fear of loneliness is? That's right, a roommate who doesn't have a job and can't pay rent. You'll never have time to yourself again. Now we're going to need to work to get close to this guy, forming a friendship with him and using his fear in order to foster a sense of an emotional dependency upon our company, with the end goal of him allowing us to live in his house rent-free. It's gonna be tricky, but given how quickly he's opening up to Mario despite his outsider status, this Pianta seems desperate. So if we just keep acting friendly and keep reminding him of all the scary monsters that keep attacking the village, I think we got a real shot of this working here. Now, we're gonna be kind of bumming it here, but Bianco Hills is definitely survivable.